Yo, 2KMC here with all the details about what's going down in the neighborhood. This weekend, it's another 2K beach party. Throw on your favorite beach attire and participate with the community for 3 days of fun, as all games will be worth double rep. On Wednesday, head to the cages, where you'll earn double rep all day long. And for more weekend hoops, check out Basketball Gods. You'll have 4 chances to participate, and you keep playing until you lose. Your longest streak is what's used for the leaderboard, and prizes include VC, exclusive Basketball Gods items, and more. That's all for me. I'll see you on the courts.
Hey 2K community, welcome to NBA 2K TV.
We have a great episode for you. We have some community updates, including interviews with some community members.
But first up, let's talk my team. We now have 24 qualified contenders for that $250,000 My Team Unlimited tournament, and the competition is heating up.
Yes, and we've seen all kinds of players compete, including YouTubers, pro players, and past champions like Skip to My Lou. He qualified after game day 3, and we caught up with him to talk about his experience. Take a look. Today we are joined by a former My Team Unlimited champion, Skip. How are you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm doing good. And yourself, LD?
Good to see you. Now you won in NBA 2K19 and you're back for NBA 2K21. What did that experience do for you in this tournament?
With me already having the experience, I know what to look for qualifying. I know just the clutch moments. I know what it takes to win.
So Skip, what have been some of the changes from 2K19 to 2K21 that has caused you to change your strategy in terms of My Team?
The game is just so fast-paced, and this year everybody is kind of better now than in 2K19. Like, everybody just has that IQ of knowing to slow the ball down and stuff like that. So my main thing is trying to speed up these newer guys and shake them up a little bit and make them think.
So what was your My Team looking like this year? How did you construct your team?
Basically, I constructed my team based off of defense. Mainly, that's my main thing, is going with the defense. Since the game is kind of easier to score, I'm focused on getting stops and turning stops into offense.
What kind of defensive players are you throwing out there?
I have D-Wade at the 1, Scotty at the 2. Really, I love Scotty Pimpin. He's like my sleeper. Andre Karolinko at the 3, Zion at the 4, and then I'm indecisive between Wilt or Blake Griffin.
What's your offensive strategy going into the game this year?
Basically the same way that I won the first time. Pick and roll, and then I got a little couple sleeper plays like I used on turn up when I was in them tight moments. Slip a play in that shake up the defense a little bit.
What's it like being in the tournament with so many pro players? Is it a different level of preparation when you're going up against a professional player?
Yeah, somewhat, because their IQ is at the same level as mine, as opposed to somebody who hasn't been in these type of situations before. So one mistake could cost you the game.
All right, so new players coming in, looking forward to playing NBA 2K My Team. Maybe you want to qualify in this tournament or future tournaments. What advice would you give to new players coming into My Team?
I would say focus on the things that other people aren't focusing on. Like, most people don't focus on defense. Everybody want to do the Showtime play or hit the big 3 with Curry, but I would advise defense is the main thing, because defense wins championships.
What's your favorite thing about the My Team mode this year?
Intercepting passes, because you can jump a passing lane and it shows the skill gap when you can get a pass that no other player can get. So I'm big on jumping passing lanes, and that separates the good players to the great players.
What was the most memorable thing about winning the tournament last time?
The most memorable thing to me was I did it for my mom, which of course you know. After I won, my mom was the first person that called me. She was just so happy for me, and she was like, "You told me you was gonna do it." With it being the first tournament for my team, she was like, "Wow, you really did it." Like, I told her when it was first announced, like, "Mom, I'm gonna win this, and I'm dedicating it to you." And then I made the tweet that I was dedicating it to my mom, and I really followed through with that plan.
So what did you do with the winnings last time you won? And what do you plan on doing with the winnings this time if you win?
Okay, so what I done with the winnings last time, I started 2 businesses. One of them a gaming business and the other one a girls' home business. And that's my mom's dream, helping young girls that age out of foster care get housing and stuff like that. So I did that. And this time, if I win, I'm gonna put those funds into my girls' home business and really push the girls' home. It's called Vera's Place, and I just want to help young girls that age out of foster care that has nowhere to stay or in a bad situation.
That's fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Well, best of luck in this year's tournament. I know everybody's going to be watching.
All right, thanks.
It's time for Top Plays. This week we have your top blocks of 2020 brought to you by Mobile One, official motor oil of the NBA.
It's the 2KMC, here with your top plays of the week. We pay our respects for all the rejects out there. We're talking blocks, and you get to choose the best one. Are you ready? Get that out of here. Denied. First, it's Albert Stassen in the wreck. When you deny any basket, it's rewarding enough. But when you take away a green, that's money taken from the other team's bank. Great anticipation. Next up is Scoop Night. How about a block sandwich? Blocks the ball so hard it starts the break, then finishes an off-the-glass alley. Showtime. Did you see the bounce lob before the block too? It's a whole reel of top plays. Next is Truthcaster Troy in my team. Using the intimidation and rim protection of Kenyon Martin, frees the ball from World B Free and air mails it to a fast-breaking Dominique Wilkins, who flushes it home. Last play today is from Daredevil 6 God in the 90s. I thought this was a 90s after-school TV special about ankle breaking. But it turns out, the moral of this story is too much flash will get your shot smacked. Could have shot or passed. Instead, they made top plays. Now it's time to vote for your Mobile One top block of 2020. Make sure to tune in next week where you start the vote for the top plays of winter. And if you want your highlights to be featured in a future episode, submit them to social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow.
Time to check in with your affiliations. You all voted, and the city has some new officials in town. The Western Wildcats say goodbye to Troy Dan and welcome in perennial 2KTV award winner and fan favorite, Poor Boy Sin. Across the way, the Beasts of the East parted ways with Ticino and brought in Mo Buckets 330. Down south, the Vipers moved on from Shakedown and are now being led by iPod King Carter. And up north, the Knights retain Simply Grinding as their mayor, rewarded for leading the Northside Knights to victory on Rivalry Day. The next rivalry weekend will take place later this month on the 30th and the 31st. After that, it's another election day on February 2nd. Will your affiliation's mayor get reelected? Play your part by getting buckets on rivalry weekend and see if your squad can come out on top. Best-selling author and activist Angie Thomas is known for her novels written for teens and young adults. Being a lifelong basketball fan, she incorporates basketball culture and social justice issues into her hero stories.
And she's a huge NBA 2K fan. You can catch her in the city hooping. And we caught up with Angie to talk basketball, NBA 2K, and her new book, Concrete Rose, which just came out. Take a look. Today we're joined by a special guest. She is a big 2K fan, a Pelicans season ticket holder, and an award-winning New York Times best-selling author. Angie Thomas, welcome to 2K TV.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Your favorite team, that's the NBA. New Orleans Pelicans are off to a great start this season. What are your thoughts on the Pelicans so far?
You know, I don't want to jinx it, but we're looking really good. I think this is going to be a solid season. BI is just, he's going to another level. Mark my words, one day that guy's going to be MVP. I'm not saying this year, but one day it's going to happen. And I'm saying it here right now. Zion, Zoe, Josh, Bledsoe, Steven Adams was a great addition to the team. I'm so excited, and Coach Van Gundy has them looking great.
It is Zion Williamson on the cover of the NBA 2K Next Gen. What did it mean to you to see Zion on the cover?
That just showed his star power. You know, here's this kid, he's only 20 now, and he comes into the league and all eyes are on him. It shows that you all believe in him too, and you recognize that he's the next generation. It's symbolic. It's symbolic of what we're going to see from him. So I think he was the perfect next gen cover athlete.
What are some of your favorite modes in 2K?
I am huge on my career play. I play my career all the time. When my little cousins come over, we play just play mode, and I am not a believer in letting little kids win. So like my little cousin DJ, he gets mad at me all the time because I beat him. But when it's just me, I play my career. I get online. Sometimes I like to play against my readers and Park and other authors that I know who play Park. So this year I love next gen. I love the next gen my career, and I love the city. I think y'all did a phenomenal job with that, you know, and I can't wait to see what comes next with it, because all these updates and everything just make it get a little more fresh every single week.
Last year, we introduced the WNBA into the franchise, and this year we have the W. Have you checked out the W at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I absolutely have. I made a player, and I got her on the Sparks. So we're doing good so far this season. I'm happy about that. I was so glad that y'all did that, because the W deserves that. They deserve that integration into the games. They deserve that spot, and those players deserve that moment, you know? So I highly recommend anybody checking it out, because it's so much fun too. And if nothing else, you get to know more about the players as you're playing against them or with them. You get to see their skill sets and appreciate it even more. So I am loving the W mode.
What kind of my player build are you making? You a point guard? You playing like down low? What's your play style?
I'm a control freak, so I do have a point guard. Like, that's my main build. I have a two-way threat. Defense wins games, offense sells tickets. He has like right now, like I think like a 92 3-point shot. But I also have a glass cleaning lockdown center. This is my first year playing with a big build, and I'm really enjoying that. That's the one I hit Park with. That's the one that got me out of Rookieville. Shout out to the guys that I played with and played against in Rookieville a couple of months back. They didn't realize I was a girl when I was playing, and then when I finished, I said, GG fellas, and they were all shocked. So shout out to you. That was me.
I love it. We might have to link up. You'll have to get some of my rebounds when I'm clanking it off the front of the rim.
Absolutely. I got you.
You have used your pen to discuss social justice. What does it mean to you for the NBA and WNBA to get behind those messages, especially this year?
It means a lot. It means a whole lot to know that the players recognize their platforms and the power of their platforms. And it means a lot to see them set an example for young people. You have someone like Maya Moore who laid it all down in the name of social justice. And then you have players using interviews to bring the subject back to Breonna Taylor or George Floyd. It shows that they recognize the power that they have, but I also hope that people realize they have power whether they're dribbling a ball or not. The WNBA and the NBA players just have a bigger platform than you do, but that doesn't mean that you can't speak up and speak out.
I want to talk about your debut book, The Hate You Give. It was based off a Tupac lyric.
Tupac in particular, he has influenced all three of my books so far. The Hate You Give came from his Thug Life tattoo, which stood for The Hate You Give Little Infants, Everybody. And so I'm not going to curse on your show, but he had that as a description of what young Black people deal with in this country. The hate that they're given affects us all. And that is in regards to not just police brutality, but poverty and systemic racism, period. And that's exactly what The Hate You Give, the book, covers. hip hop will always influence every single thing that I write.
The prequel to The Hate U Give, Concrete Rose, is on its way. We're all excited to read it. What can fans expect from your latest novel?
That's another one where the title came from Tupac. It came from the poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Pac wrote it when he was a teenager. And the idea of the poem is about recognizing beauty in difficult circumstances. And I think of all the characters that I write as being roses in concrete, young people who live in the neighborhoods that end up on the news for all the wrong reasons, young people whose families are struggling with poverty or social injustice of some sort. Concrete Rose, the novel, follows this 17-year-old kid, loves basketball, and his life is turned upside down when he finds out he's the father of a 3-month-old baby. And suddenly he has to figure out what it truly means to be a man.
But now with my baby boy here, all those rules are about to change.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on 2K TV. Go Pelicans, that one's for you. And we'll have to talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We continue our special coverage on social justice next week with the third segment of Respect Your OGs with Kyle Korver.
Kyle talks about the impact that NBA champion and activist Craig Hodges had on him.
Check back for that and so much more next week. As always, our episodes drop on Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time right here on NBA 2K21.
Until then, enjoy the game.
Bye.